Welcome back to the British Masters Championships preview series. I'm Jason Croxon, and being joined by a fantastic athlete today, we have Simon Wilson-Storey. Simon, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. You all right?
I'm all the better that you were able to overcome the technical difficulties to join me today. So,
well, I can't see you, but I can hear you.
well, to be honest, you're not missing anything. Don't worry. So, Simon, you're a masters athlete.
Yep.
Perhaps you could just tell us which category you fit into at the moment, your division.
Yeah, at the moment I'm in the 50 to 54 division.
50 to 54 division, brilliant. Yeah. So, if we could just build out a little profile for you as an athlete before we get to know a bit more about you. So we've said the category that you're in. So I was going to ask, where do you train at the moment?
I train 95% of the time in the back garden. You know, I've got a shed in the back garden. I train in there. But I'm a member of Two Tails CrossFit, which is a really good gym. It's just that I do my own program. Well, not my own. I do contract programming. And obviously at a gym, you have to follow the classes. So I do it all down the garden.
All right. So you were doing that pre-COVID? You were training at home?
Oh, yeah. I've been training at home for about 4 or 5 years now.
Brilliant. So, I mean, this didn't phase you.
No difference at all. No, training is exactly the same. It really made no difference whatsoever.
How long have you been doing CrossFit then?
8 years.
8 years?
Yes.
Okay. So it's interesting because we've got a lot of people that kind of aged into the Masters division after some time in the standard RX. Yeah. I guess you came in as a master. As a Masters, you never knew any different.
Never always been a master, no. That was one of the things I liked about it. Like you could come straight and do competition against people you could compete with rather than younger ones that you could never beat.
Yeah. Good. I heard somebody say the other day on a podcast I was doing that in CrossFit, you never sit on the bench. There's sort of always something for you to do. You can always get involved. So
yeah, always. And there's so many competitions. If you want to do competitions, there's always something. There's never nothing to do.
So talking of competitions, you've raised the point. So you've been doing it for 8 years now. Any accolades, anything you're particularly proud of that you've managed to achieve in CrossFit?
I've won quite a lot of competitions. There's not one that I'd stand out and say that's the best one. Probably one of the ones I enjoyed, but I did Wodapalooza last year. I didn't do any good, I was 5th. But I really enjoyed doing it because it was like in America and it was massive and just all the best were there. And just this weekend, I've just qualified for the CrossFit Games. That's quite good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a small feat, is it?
No. I'm pleased about it. But I didn't think it was going to happen because I did well in the Open. Then a week after the Open, I got injured, and I've not been able to train properly for the last 4 weeks. And I thought I'm just going to have a go, whatever. And I had a go, and I ended up 17th. So I'm pleased about that.
I mean, qualifying with an injury puts you in good stead for the actual competition.
Yeah, it does, because it really did hinder me at the weekend. 2 of the events I was fine with, the handstand press-ups and the rowing, but double unders I just couldn't put more than 15 together because it was too painful. And the rope climbs I couldn't climb because I only really was doing it with one arm. It was really awkward. But because the other scores were okay, I got in, so I was pleased.
I mean, it's a story that's going to make for a wonderful documentary in the future. Overcoming adversity and getting to the game. So when you win the games, that's just going to be the icing on the cake.
I won't win the games, but I'm not bothered about it. The reason I started CrossFit, I was in America and it was on the telly, and I was watching it on the telly. I thought I'm going to do that next year. I'm going to go to the games because that's what I thought. And it's taken me 8 years to do it, and I've just finally done it this weekend. So I'm thinking I'll do it next year. It still takes years.
but to be honest with you, like there is 2 ways to look at that story, isn't there? The fact that I thought I'd go next year, it took 8 years. I'm just thinking of all the people that started CrossFit thinking one day I'm going to go to the games, and have now accepted the fact that they are never going to go to the games.
That's it, yeah. It's a lot harder than you think.
So I think 8 years is pretty good anyway. That's really impressive.
I've been doing 15 years to try.
So now, of course, you've done the BMC before.
Yes. Yeah, very good.
Twice, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, twice.
And how have you done at competing at the British Masters Championship?
I've won it twice.
So, I mean, the games were inevitable at this point.
No, I really enjoyed it. Remember, I think it was Brighton, the first one I'd done. That was really good. Obviously this year was online, but very, very good.
So the fact that you've qualified for the games, will you be making an appearance this year at the British Masters Championships anyway?
Oh yeah, as long as it doesn't clash, I'll definitely go again if it doesn't clash with the dates when I'm going. I don't know the dates off the top of my head, but all I ever do possible is to do competitions. So I just do as many as I can. I love doing the competitions. That's what I like about it.
Brilliant. So, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm quietly confident if you are throwing your hat in the ring, there's a good chance we're going to see you in Southampton at the as part of the top 6.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
I mean, I don't want to upset anybody else because I might be interviewing other people in your age group.
But, no. But I try and win. If I don't win, I don't mind. But I'll always try and win. But that's one of the things you've got to be accepting this thing. You can't always win. There's always someone else that's very good. So you can never think, oh yeah, I'm going there and going to win it. As long as I go there and do all right, that's all I care about, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm quietly confident on your behalf, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So, Simon, if we just pull back for a minute from CrossFit.
Yeah.
So when you're not doing CrossFit, what is taking your time? What are your hobbies, your interests, just so we can know a little something about you?
The only hobbies I've got now is training. That's all I do now. I used to have lots of different things, but now because you want to try and do so well at CrossFit, it's 3 hours a day training, and then after that, I just watch the telly. That's all I really do. I'm self-employed, so I'm quite lucky. I only work about 4 or 5 hours a day, and I believe that helps me be much better at CrossFit because of that. Because I don't think I could do a normal job 8 hours a day and then put in that much time to training. I used to do racing pigeons for a long, long time before I had CrossFit. That was good, but not anymore.
I mean, I'm happy to at least get that. That's quite an interesting fact that you were doing racing pigeons. So, so you're always competitive.
I've always done sport or something competitive, but racing pigeons was a really good thing because you didn't knacker yourself out. They got knackered rather than you.
Yeah. Well, maybe you need to go into coaching athletes then. That'll be you just combine your two loves together.
I'm a bit rude with what I say to them if they don't do what I tell them.
Yeah, the pigeons never spoke back, did they?
They never spoke back, no. They just had to go. They had no choice.
Yeah. So Simon, obviously, I mean, you've got big things ahead this year for sure with qualifying for the games, with the British Masters Championships coming up.
Yeah.
Are you also looking ahead to the upcoming years? Are there other goals that I mean, it almost feels like once you've qualified for the games, it's pretty hard to have another goal.
No, my aim is the games. After that, whatever happens. I'm not fussed. I'll just, like I say, I'll see a competition, I think I'll do that, and then I'll just do it. That's why I never plan ahead. The only thing I ever plan for is the CrossFit Games. Even when I've got other competitions, I won't train for that competition. I follow comp train and I'll stick to the program and what comp train is, which is all guided to get you to the games. That's the idea of it. So I'll do any competition anywhere, but I'll train just for the games.
And the fact that then you win these competitions is got to be frustrating for the others.
Well done. To give you one example, I 6 months ago on lockdown, the British Rowing Championships was up, and there was a bloke from my box, Steve Willis. He owns the Two Tails box. He's a really nice bloke. And he said to me, "Oh, I'm doing a rowing competition. Do you want to do it with me?" And I said, "I'm not interested in that. It's boring." He said, "Just do it with me. Just do it with me." So I said, "I'll enter the 500." I entered the 500 with him. I didn't train for it at all. And on the day I won it, I become the British champion with the 500 metre running, which is quite good.
You're very much on par with like the Matt Fraser winning the Open by accident. Like this is.
I'm not as good as Matt Fraser, but I'll take it.
Well, hold on a second. He's retired. You're still going as a Masters athlete. So
what's the matter with him? I retire at age.
So I kind of had a follow-up sort of question, but I kind of feel like you've answered it with just your love of competition anyway, because obviously you've got quite a few feathers in your cap now from winning these different events.
Yeah.
And we've just sort of hinted at, Matt Fraser's retirement, for example. Yeah. Do you see that as something, are you thinking, well, once I kind of, I get to the games, that's really, the biggest stage, and then I can retire? Or do you think, well, hold on, there are plenty more divisions for me to age up into, and I just kind of want to add those to my medal collection? I don't know. What's your feelings on competition?
I may stop doing some stuff then, but I will always train, and I might go into doing something else like cycling, trying to do well at that, or wherever it might be. The aim was in the beginning, and I always said once I've gone to the games, that's it, I'm packing it up. But I probably won't pack it up, but I'll still, but I won't have the motivation, I don't think, to really do well in competitions, i.e. CrossFit competitions, because I've done what I wanted to do. And I'll probably go into something else, but I'll still always train. I'll always stay fit, doing something. I won't retire. I'll do something.
So do you think then, even if you moved into another kind of type of competition, as you mentioned, like cycling or something like that, do you feel that CrossFit training would still be an important element in the way you prepare?
Definitely, because it gets you good at everything. You're always fit and strong. I've done every sport over the years, and CrossFit's the hardest one, I think, mentally. It's a big mental game, I think, with CrossFit. Because what I find, there's lots of people, and I've said it to people before in an interview, there's lots of people that are stronger than me and they're fitter than me, but they don't beat me because they've not got the mental strength. And when you get nearer the better level, it's down to mental rather than physical, without question.
Yeah, I think we see that play out quite often at the games, don't we? Certain athletes that are always kind of tipped to be, this is their year. Look how they've done through training and through sanctionals or regionals or whatever whatever road it was to get to the games at that point, and then on that big stage, just something's not clicking.
And it's not because they're not trained hard enough, it's because they've not got that bit to push that tiny bit more. Because I always say, when I say to people at the gym when I'm there, and this is why I should never be a trainer, if you put the bar down, why put it down? Because I'm tired. I said, if I had a gun, I said, I'm going to shoot you if you don't do 2 more reps without putting it down. They'd be able to do it. So it's not because they're tired, it's because their brain's saying, put it down because I've had enough. It's a mental thing when you get near the stop.
That sounds almost like the Dave Castro style of coaching then, just walking around with a gun.
Yeah, but it is true. It's true. It's true.
I have a final question then for you as a masters athlete and as somebody who has been a practitioner of numerous different sports. And I guess, fitness disciplines, we could say, because obviously the thing about CrossFit, some feel that maybe it's dangerous or they're going to get injured, but the Masters division kind of is the answer to that, isn't it? Because it's saying, well, hold on, if it was dangerous and everyone was killing themselves and getting injured, why would we have all these people going through, aging up into different divisions that are still able to compete?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you feel that CrossFit is keeping you, if we just stepped aside from competition for a minute, just keeping you generally healthy, fit, prepared for life?
Without question. See, CrossFit in the respects, it can be dangerous. If someone my age tomorrow, I'm 51, if they come into the gym tomorrow and try to do the stuff I'm doing, like muscle ups, handstand walks, it might be dangerous because their body's not ready for it. If you practice it over years and years, no, it's not. But again, if I didn't do competition anymore and I just did CrossFit normal standard movements, you would never ever get injured because you wouldn't be pushing to that level. It's just how hard you're pushing that causes them injuries. And some people try too much too soon. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I think that's where having the age categories that's kind of I don't want to say limiting what you can do, but saying, well, look, this is the RX for someone in your age group. Just do that. And then even within that, and here's the scaled version. If you want to throw down, but you're not quite there yet, do the scaled version.
Yeah, you can be just as tired, just as knackered doing scaled as you would be RX. It's nonsense when people say it's too easy. It's not too easy. Everything's hard. I just said to you, you've got to do 100 press-ups. If you kept going and not stopping, that would be hard. One press-up's not hard, but if you do hundreds of them, they are. Any movement's hard if you do enough. So scaled is not easy.
No.
Definitely not.
I think quite often, if it's to do with the weight and it's like an AMRAP or something, scaled can arguably be, I don't want to say harder, but
it can be harder.
You're definitely going to be doing more reps.
Yeah. I agree. Where at a heavy bar, in the end, you will put it down. With a light bar, you'll keep trying to move it, and you are absolutely knackered at the end.
Yeah, especially if you're standing behind them with a gun.
Then like 2 guns if they put it down.
So Simon, final thing then. If anyone is watching this and they're a little bit on the fence, or they're just not sure whether or not this is a competition for them, what would be your kind of sales pitch for the British Masters Championships? What have you enjoyed about it, or what do you think a Masters athlete would get out of it?
I think by going there and doing it, obviously you've got to get there first, but if you get there, you'll have such a good time. All the WODs are really good, it's well organised, and everybody's friendly. Like, you know, you don't feel threatened by anyone, you just go there and think, oh, this is good. And while you're there, you'll talk to more and more people. It's something you just should do. Why not do it? It's in our country, you've not got to travel abroad, which is another thing that I do when I go abroad all the time, it's a pain in the arse, taking all your stuff. But when it's in England, just do it. It's such a good competition. You've got to do it. You're stupid not to. At least enter and try and get to the final.
You've got to do it. You're stupid not to. I can't add anything to that. They're not my words. They're Simon's words. But I think that if you're sitting here and you're on the fence, that's Simon's advice. What can I say?
And also adding to that, I hear and get so many things. Masters saying we get left behind. No one does competitions for you. Well, this is for Masters. So if you're one of those at the moment and say there's no competitions anywhere, this is a competition for you. Enter. Don't moan about it. Enter.
Brilliant. All right. Well, thank you so much, Simon. Thank you everyone for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we'll be bringing you more interviews with more athletes in the near future. Thank you once again, Simon, and I'll see you all. Hopefully see you in Southampton. But if I don't, also all the best for your trip to the games.